Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bakayoko, and I want to welcome you to another edition of The Resolution, the video series designed to help us build the resolve necessary to achieve our goals. Alright guys, so I was listening to Bob Proctor, a noted mindset and success guru who's been teaching people how to reach their goals for over 50 years. And in one of his videos he said, people don't go after what they want, they go after what they think they can get. Meaning we don't strive to achieve our wildest dreams. Instead, we try to achieve the things we know are possible. In other words, we tend to settle for less than what we actually want. Now, I'm not sure how true the statement is, but Bob Proctor is a world-renowned speaker, teacher, and expert on human potential. But if his credentials weren't enough to convince me he knew what he was talking about, my own experience would. Like I told you guys on the first edition, I've had this dream of becoming a motivational speaker for years. But because I was afraid of failure, rejection, or ridicule, I didn't pursue the dream. I played it safe. So if you're anything like me and you put your dreams on hold, I not only encourage you to pursue the dream, I urge you to dream bigger, because there are no limitations on what you or I can achieve. Now, I'm not sure if you watched Rocky, Rambo, or The Expendables, but if you have, I'm sure you're aware the main character in all three movies is Sylvester Stallone. But although he's a movie star now, as a kid, he actually struggled emotionally and academically. As a result, he was expelled from several schools. In college, he studied drama, but he dropped out to pursue his dream of becoming an actor. But look, the odds were against him because the lower left part of his jaw was paralyzed. Therefore, his facial features weren't up to par with Hollywood standards. And on top of that, his speech was slurred. Therefore, when he went to audition for movies, the agents would mock and laugh at him. They even rejected him over 1,000 times. But despite their disbelief in his potential, he continued to believe in his dream. He even worked at the New York City Zoo, cleaning up lion cages while waiting for his career to take off. But when that wasn't enough to support him, he went as far as stealing his wife's jewelry and selling it in order to continue paying the bills. But things continued to get worse because he eventually found himself homeless for 3 weeks. But that wasn't even the worst of it. He had to sell his dog to some random guy at a liquor store because he could no longer afford to feed it. The dog was his best friend, and the day he sold the dog, he says, marked the lowest point in his life. But luckily for him, after he watched this Muhammad Ali fight, he got this idea for a movie, the movie Rocky. He stayed up 20 hours straight writing the script, and when he finished, he thought, wow, this is going to be my gateway into the movie industry. I'll play the star in this movie, and I'll finally realize my dream of becoming an actor. But when he pitched the idea to movie producers, guess what they did? They laughed at him. Yep, they laughed at him. And not only that, they said the movie would never be great, especially with him playing the star. But that didn't deter him, that didn't make him give up. He continued to shop around. Eventually he found another producer who liked the play and was willing to buy it off him for $350,000. That's what he wanted the rights for. Granted, Sylvester Stallone gave up this idea of acting in a movie. But although he was broke, although he was at this difficult place in his life, he didn't accept the deal because that wasn't his dream and he wasn't going to settle for less. He continued to shop around. Finally, he came across a producer who was willing to allow him to play in the movie for $35,000. Although it was less than what the other producers were giving him, he accepted the deal. Why? Because that was his dream. And in 1976, the movie that all the other producers said wouldn't be successful, especially with him in it, grossed over $200 million at the box office. Guys, I'm hoping Sylvester Stallone's story was as inspiring to you as it has been to me. Because if he could overcome the setbacks, the disappointments, and the ridicule and the position that he was in, so can we. Like I told you guys on the last edition, our situations aren't permanent. They really aren't. So like Sylvester Stallone, we could be at our lowest points one day and achieve our goals the next. The goal is to continuously believe in your dream. Never settle for less. And remember, dreams do come true. But number one, we must dream it. Number two, we must believe it. Number three, we must grind every day till we achieve it. Look guys, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next time. Peace.